Coach, first of all, congratulations. Did we
Thank
need
you.
so much drama in this game?
You really don't. Sometimes we make this thing too hard on ourselves, quite frankly, with especially with a 2-score lead like we had. But it's a resilient group, as we know. We've talked about that all season, and they find a way to win. I mean, it's a lot of individual efforts today, but quite frankly, this was a great team win.
How important was it for you to get Darren Sproles out first involved in the offense and in space the way you got him today?
Yeah, I think it's important each week. We're still giving him more and more kind of each week. We've been kind of easing him back, with the injury. Just don't want to push him, but after these last couple of weeks, he can definitely take a little more on his plate, and he can be a matchup nightmare sometimes for defenders and especially linebackers, and it's sometimes it's a safety blanket for the quarterback too, knowing where your running backs are going to be as far as the passing game goes, and then to make that long run he did at the end to put us really into field goal range is something that is a credit to him, and just a great job.
You knew that defense, that front seven, Clowney, those guys could wreck the defense or wreck your offense. He got some early. What made the difference late in the game, though, where he wasn't nearly as effective?
I think when you get in those situations that, first of all, Clowney and J.J. Watt, these are tremendous players. Yep. These guys are tremendous, and J.J. kind of had his way a little bit early in this football game, and really the whole game, I guess I should say. But I think it comes a time where they started moving him around too late in the game. So once you start moving him around, you're pushing him through the middle of the pocket. I understand what they're trying to do is put a little pressure up the middle, and he's a long guy. You could probably bat some balls down, but great job by our offensive line, just handling him late in the game and allowing Nick to complete some balls.
You talked about the individual performances in Nick himself, throwing for 471 yards on the day. How big was his performance? And then coming back in after that big hit.
Yeah, Nick had a tremendous game. I think he set a record today for Eagles as far as the passing goes and yardage and all that, and I'm happy for him. And he'll be the first to tell you that he credits everybody else. That's just Nick. He credits his receivers, his line, his backs, everybody else. And that's the thing about it is, he's that point guard that just wants to distribute the ball. He wants to get the ball in his playmakers' hands and let them do the work. And it's a credit to him. He gets the ball out of his hand, and it's probably more again about the team kind of hanging together and being resilient and really making plays for Nick. I mean, you put a pass up and Alshon just elevates again late in the game, comes down with a huge catch. I mean, those are just things that our playmakers are starting to do.
Their offense centered around Watson and of course Hopkins, but you're able to limit them somewhat. What was the plan with their quarterback?
Well, number one thing is we try to keep him in the pocket.
Yes.
And if you can't, then you have to try to get him down in space. And there were times today where we didn't do a very good job of either one. Now, credit him. He's a tremendous athlete. He broke out of some tackles today that are just kind of wow moments, and he's going to continue to grow and get better. But, if you can kind of isolate him and control him, keep him in the pocket, you can get him on the ground and force him to make some erratic throws. But he's a special player, and Hopkins is another one of those receivers that can be very explosive. Late in the game, they went after him a little bit and targeted him a little bit more, and that's what you do. You put the ball in your playmakers' hands.
I have to ask you about not necessarily the play calls, anyone in particular, but when you have to go through the adversity that you have to go through, when you're getting those calls that go against you, what do you tell your guys? How do you keep your guys up in those situations?
I just keep telling them that we just got to continue to fight through it. I mean, that's all you can do. Sometimes a call is going to go against you. Sometimes it's going to go in your favor. We just got to kind of block out the noise, and just move on to the next play. It's like making a bad play. If you make a bad play, don't focus on it. Move forward. Let's get better the next time.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Quick.